Hi everybody, welcome to Math with Ace. Focusing on statistics today, we're going to get into a chi-square goodness of fit example problem where we are doing the four-step process for hypothesis testing, stating what it is we want to do and what our hypotheses are, checking conditions to make sure we can do the math and generalize our results, and then doing the math and drawing a conclusion based on the information we have. So you and your friend are munching on a bag of M&Ms, and your friend says, there seems to be more yellow and brown candies than there are red and green. I think there's 30% yellow, 30% brown, 20% red, and 20% green. So you count the M&Ms in your bag and want to know if there's evidence at the 5% level of significance to support your friend's claim. So below, we have the fact that there's a random sample of 220 M&Ms with 58 yellow, 61 brown, 55 red, and 46 green. So the first thing we need to do is decide what our hypotheses are going to be. You could write your hypotheses using proportions, using words, symbols or words, whichever you choose. But at this point, we could say that the distribution of M&Ms is what your friend thinks, and the alternative would be that the distribution is not what your friend thinks. Another way to write your null hypothesis would be to say that the percent of yellow or the proportion of yellow would be 0.3, the proportion of brown would be 0.3, the proportion of red would be 0.2, and the proportion of green would be 0.2. And you would need to define what the proportion of Y, proportion of B, and proportion of R and G are to say that is the true population proportion of yellow M&Ms, brown, red, and green, so on. So either of these are acceptable methods, but initially we're saying that the null hypothesis is that it does follow that distribution, and the alternative is that it does not. So we have that statement of equality. Now we are going to perform a test at an alpha equals 0.05 level of significance. And the next thing that we want to do is check our conditions. So was it random? We're told, even though it says that it's the rest of the bag, doesn't seem random to me, it does say a random sample. So we will say that the sample was stated to be random. And then independent, we want to make sure our sample size is small in comparison to our population. So 220 times 10 gives us 2,200. So there's got to be at least 2,200 M&Ms out there. I'm sure that there's 2,200 M&Ms on a single shelf in a candy store. What about the large counts? That means that the expected counts need to be at least 5. So what do we expect? Well, for yellow, your friend said 30%. What is 30% of our sample size? That means I take 220 times 30%, which I'm actually going to write as a decimal. And 220 times 0.3 should give me 66. That's good. Brown is actually the same percentage. So 220 times 0.3 is also, again, 66. Red was 20%, as was green. That's what we would expect. And so we take 220 times 0.2, and we get 44. And when we add all of those up, you would get 220 again. Okay, so our conditions have been met. We are safe to go ahead and perform the calculations. You can go straight into Statlet and enter this information, but at this point, let's calculate the chi-square statistic by hand just to show that we can do it. So chi-squared is going to be found by summing every observed minus the expected count squared over the expected. So for the first yellow, we observed 58 M&Ms minus what we expect of 66, squaring it to make it positive, dividing that by 66. For brown, we observed 61 minus 66 of what we expect, squared divided by 66. Plus red, we observed 55 minus 44 of what we would expect, squared over 44. Plus green, we observed 46 minus 44 squared over 44 of what we would expect. Now what we can do is subtract and square each of the numerators. So 58 minus 66 is negative 8 squared over 66. 61 minus 66 is negative 5 squared over 66. 55 minus 44 is 11 squared over 44. Plus 46 minus 44 is 2 squared over 44. This is 64 over 66 plus 25 over 66 plus 121 over 44 plus 4 over 44. So I'm just going to go ahead and use my calculator to add all of these together. And I get 4.189. Now, in order to determine the probability of this occurring using a chi-square distribution in Statlet, I need to know the degrees of freedom. So my degrees of freedom are the number of categories minus 1, not sample size. And there were 4 categories: red, green, brown, and yellow. So 4 minus 1 is 3. So my degrees of freedom are 3. So if I wanted to figure out the p-value for this, I would go to chi-square distribution, enter 3 for my degrees of freedom, and I would put my value of 4.189. And the area to the right of that is 24.18% or 0.2418 as a decimal. A very, very high probability of occurring randomly by chance if the null really was true. So in our conclusion, we would say, since our p-value of 0.2418 is greater than our alpha equals 0.05 level of significance, we reject the null. There is insufficient evidence to support your friend's claim. That there are 30% yellow and brown and 20% red and green M&Ms. Okay. What if we didn't want to calculate the chi-squared test statistic by hand? What we would do is, from the beginning, since this is categorical, we would go to one categorical variable, single group, and we're going to give a name of M&Ms. And we had yellow first, which occurred at a frequency of 58. The brown was 61. We need to add more categories for red of 55 and green of 46. So we're going to begin analysis. And I'm going to scroll down to inference. And I need to do a chi-square goodness of fit test. But I have to tell it what we're expecting because we're not saying it's the same across the board. We expected 66 yellow, 66 brown, 44 red, and 44 green. And I spelled green wrong. It does not matter, but I will like to fix that. So down at the bottom, chi-square, 66, 66, 44, 44. Perform inference, and there you have that chi-squared value that we got of 4.189 with the p-value of 0.2417. They're doing exact calculations. Ours was an approximation where they're probably using a longer value of the chi-squared. Our degrees of freedom, and then it actually tells you which one had the most impact. Red was the furthest off. It was 11 off. As you saw before, the other ones were like 8, 5. Red was 11 off. So hopefully this was helpful. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you on the next topic.